All right, we have a brand new snapshot, and let me tell you, this changes a lot. So a really big change that was just added is now every single librarian will have its specific enchanted books it can give you depending on the biome that it spawns in. For example, a desert villager will always give you infinity, fire protection, and its final enchantment will be efficiency 3. You will never be able to see an efficiency 5 book. You can only get up to efficiency 3, and it will always be the last trade, efficiency 3. Jungle villagers, which you may not know exist, will also give you its own set enchantments. Power 5, projectile protection 2, and unbreaking 2. In order to get unbreaking, you have to get it from a jungle villager. You cannot get it from any other villager, and you will only be able to get it in Unbreaking 2. You'll never see Unbreaking 1. You'll never see Unbreaking 3. It'll only ever be Unbreaking 2, and it will always be the last trade. Moving on, we have Plains Villagers. Here we have Smite 4, and the final book will always be Protection 3. Now, just to make it completely clear, it won't only give you Smite 4 as a book if you go to a Plains Villager, but with every villager, there are 3 base books, Smite being one of them for a Plains Villager. This one will always be the final trade, if that makes sense. So in the next one, I'll show you what I mean more about that. All right, we are now at a Savannah Villager, and here we get Curse of Binding, we get Sweeping Edge, and then there's another one that you can get. But for the final book trade, you will always get Sharpness 3. Like I said again, you can't get Sharpness 5, can't get Sharpness 4, Sharpness 2, or Sharpness 1. It will always be a Sharpness 3 book. In a snowy village like this, you can get Looting 3, you can get Aqua Affinity, you can get the lootings in any category. You can get the Aqua Affinity, obviously Aqua Affinity is just Aqua Affinity, but like you can get these books in any category. But the final book, Silk Touch, obviously for this example it doesn't really make sense, but let's say you could get Silk Touch 3 or something like that, you could only get Silk Touch like this. It's probably starting to make a little bit of sense here. All right, so if you're in a taiga, if you're in a taiga village or a taiga biome and you get a villager, you will always get Blast Protection. I think you get Fire Aspect as well and Flame as well. You can get them in any rarity, so it could be 1, 2, or 3 for these books. But the last book will always be Fortune 2. You'll never see a Fortune 3 book from a villager again. And finally, we have the big boy. This is a swamp villager. Again, it's kind of weird that these villagers exist because it's really hard to find them. But this villager, you'll always get Depth Strider. Depth Strider 1, Depth Strider 2, Depth Strider 3. It could be any of them. You get Respiration 1, and it could be any of the respirations, like Respiration 3, Respiration 1. You can get any of them. But from this guy, the last one will always be Mending. If you want to get a Mending book from a villager, you have to get it from a swamp villager. That's the only way. So you might be wondering, how are you supposed to get villagers in a jungle or a swamp? I mean, there are a couple ways. One, a village can spawn partially in it, and you might be able to get lucky to get a couple of those type of villagers. But another way that you can go ahead and do it is if you get a zombie villager that spawns in a swamp and ends up being a swamp villager, if you splash it with weakness and give it a golden apple, it will turn into a swamp villager. This is like one of the best ways to be able to do this. It's like one of the only ways. If you want to get a swamp villager, which gives you the Mending book, you need to do it this way. I'm also going to go ahead and put up a chart here for you guys right now, so that way you guys can see every type of normal book you can get from a villager, as well as being able to see all of the special book trades that are biome dependent, right? So for example, jungles, you can get Feather Falling, you can get Power or Projectile Protection, or if you want to go to a snow biome, like we saw Looting and Aqua Affinity, but you can also get Frostwalker. Frostwalker is another option. And then of course, if you want to go ahead and screenshot this for the future, go ahead. All right, so moving on from that, wandering traders are now extremely valuable. Before, they used to be like nothing. You would just like walk right by them. It was nothing. They're now a lot better, and here's why. So if we go ahead and spawn one, they have a chance now to be able to give you wood. Now, another thing is they can sell you any type of log. So cherry logs, spruce logs, dark oak logs, they can sell you any type of log. So now if you are not near a place, you can get the logs from it pretty easily. They also sell you a potion of invisibility, which will always be 5 emeralds, so that's an easy potion of invisibility if you are in a SMP of some sort or something like that and you're playing with your friends and you want invisibility. It's an easy way to get invisibility right there. And finally, the last trade is an iron pickaxe. They can now sell you iron pickaxes with varying enchantments. So this one has efficiency 3. It can vary what enchantment it gives you. I've seen people who've gotten like Silk Touch or Fortune on these pickaxes, so that is possible, but it varies based on the wandering trader. trader, but you can now get iron pickaxes from wandering traders. And my villager just was able to be healed, so now you can see, yes, he did turn into a swamp villager, so you will be able to get swamp villagers this way, and you can also get jungle villagers this way if you want to go ahead and get the Unbreaking 2 book, and it works the exact same way. Alright, moving on from trading, Mojang have also adjusted the way that diamonds work in caves, because normally diamonds have been a little bit scarce. Obviously, you find a lot of diamonds around in caves, but they're always one veins. So now, the lower you get down to a cave, the more diamonds you'll find. If you're in Deep Slate, you'll find more diamonds. So you see, here's 2, 3, 4, 5 as a 5 vein. As we go further down in this cave though, you'll be able to see, okay, here's more right here, a lot more diamonds around. Like there's diamonds over there, there's diamonds here. But yeah, as you keep moving around in the cave, going lower down into the cave, there's more diamonds there. We go even deeper into the cave and there will be more and more diamonds the further down you go. All right, so I'm gonna give you a little bit of an example here. So I'm in an ancient city right now, and right away we're finding a lot of diamonds, and it seems like there's diamonds right there, diamonds down here. Like they're not scarce around in one of these places. More diamonds there, there's more diamonds there. They're spawning a lot more, and right now we are in -39, so the deeper down you go, like I said. And so as you can see, there are a lot more diamonds spawning in caves, and they're spawning in bigger veins, which is really big for finding diamonds, because they have not been spawning in big veins recently. But anyways, that's gonna wrap it up, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the like button, don't forget to subscribe, and I will catch you guys in the next one.